2012 or whatever, the owners of Epoxy Implement were looking for some suppliers that could maybe get us a little bit better pricing on some of the products we were selling, kind of help out the farmers a little bit, some give them an extra option. So we met Wear Parts at a trade show and got to know them, and they do tillage, opener discs for planters, and grain discs, and all kinds of stuff like that. And that's about the time that the big planters were starting to show up, the 1200 series Case IHs, a lot more weight. Um, we started having problems with the opener discs. We couldn't keep them going long enough to get stuff planted. They were the bearings were going out. We were having a lot of failures.
What do you reckon that was because of the ground conditions,
Yeah,
Kenny, or do you think it was the speed, the increased speed, or what do you think?
I think there's several things. I think we're mostly no-till here, so we don't farm much around. So the ground gets hard. One year, next year maybe something completely different. And I think the weight of the planters, they're just big, and maybe just a little bit of design where they were having a little bit of problem. We got a lot of residue in the fields. So the gauge wheels come up over top of that residue, and they were coming up and banging on the disc base a little bit. So we started working with Wear Parts to try to get something done where we could make these discs last longer. And we went through, they were coming up with some different bearing prototypes that they were using, and then we went to some different housings that would hold a bigger bearing, a heavier bearing, and we were still having problems. And so finally, it took a few years, but we come up with a cast housing, or Wear Parts did for us, to put on those opener discs. And when we started using them, most of our problems went away. Once in a while, you may have something, but it about eliminated any problems we were having. The customers were happy because they weren't having to change discs, during the season. They could get a full year out of them, maybe two. It just depends on how much they plant. And so the reason we went with Wear Parts, they were willing to do all that for us. They worked with us, and we were, for 2 or 3 years there, we were trying to come up with different ideas, why this is working, why will this work, or what was causing the problems. So that's kind of where we're at now. So
what you're saying, Kenny, is that the main failure was in the bearing housing. Was that the big issue for your area?
We weren't wearing out the blades. They wouldn't run long enough to wear out.
Okay.
So I think the bearings that helped quite a bit, I think. But I think the main thing is when you guys came up with the cast housings, it seemed to really eliminate a lot of problems.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me once that you used to dread planting season, but that dread has gone away now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we haven't for the last 2 or 3 years here. We just don't have hardly any problems.
Good.
More like we used to. I mean, it was not a good deal. It was frustrating for the customers. It was frustrating for us because we couldn't keep them in the field long enough to get stuff done.
So tell me, what would be some of the reasons you would buy from Wear Parts? It sounds like one is the fact that we would get with you in the trenches and develop a product that helps you and the customer.
Yeah.
Is it availability? Is it pricing? Is there any other issues, or is it more the R&D and the quality is a primary reason, or what would you say there?
Well, I think about everything. I think the pricing, you guys we can get you into blades cheaper, and we know the quality's there. We got the best bearing we can get in them, and you guys were willing to work with us, and you put out a lot of effort to do that, and it made it a lot better for us and for the customers, and we kind of like you guys a little bit. I mean, you've always been pretty good, so we just got to work on the price a little bit more. Other than that, I think we're probably doing pretty good. Now that, and like you said, it's the availability is good. We haven't had a problem even when we were going through COVID.
For availability,
Yeah.
did we keep up? That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah, we didn't. We never have ran out of the opener discs.
That was a challenging time for
Yeah.
supply chain through COVID, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
we are thankful. It was really down to our vendors. We actually started setting up a weekly meeting with our vendors. Basically, like, how is this PO tracking? How is this PO tracking? Because we do source from all over the world, and we just wanted to stay in tune through COVID. But that's very interesting. Kenny, one other thing, one other product. We're not in front of a Fallow-Master right now, but how do you get along with the Fallow-Master sweep with our cold metal transfer?
We haven't had any problems at all with the Fallow-Master sweeps. They last. I think they're a good blade, and that's there again. They've been available where a lot of them haven't been. So that's all we sell for Fallow-Master blades is the 26-inch square parts blades. We do sell also sell the disc for the drills for Sunflower and Crustbuster, maybe Great Plains.
Yep.
And some of that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
So broad range.
But everything we've really got from you guys has been good product.
Good.
And that's what we want. We don't want problems.
Good. And I think just a little bit on wear parts. What kind of our goal or where we approach a market is we want to have something that meets or exceeds OEM specs
Yes.
on quality and wearability, so that your cost per acre is reduced, so that there's a benefit to the end user for it. So, well, thank you. That was very good to hear from Kenny from Hoxie Implement in Hoxie, Kansas. Thank you very much.
Thanks.